A WWE name has been pulled from WrestleMania 40. Plus, an Impact champion was backstage at NXT, and WWE and TNA are interested in a major New Japan star. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Mania 40 on the horizon from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the home of ECW. And we were set to, was that a baseball?
I don't
baseball
know.
bat?
Yeah, I guess so.
Barbed wire baseball bat.
Yeah.
We were meant to see the return to WWE via WWE WrestleMania Access of Rob Van Dam. Do you want to do his thing? That's the
There
one.
he is.
It's like he's here. However, according to Rob Van Dam on his podcast, One of a Kind, it's not to be.
No, he talked recently about 2 phone calls that he had within half an hour of each other recently. The first one he strongly implied was from WWE. I think he said it was from the big company. He said, had a little talk and got officially unbooked from Philly. About 30 minutes later, I got another message, got officially rebooked in Philly from another company. So that was pretty good. In the meantime, I'm just reading letters. AE. Well, who could he be referring to?
Oh, Albert Edmondson, his famous plumber.
It happened like when I got there and before I left, before I even had a chance to think about the first message. So that's just the universe doing what it does, which is pretty awesome.
So just as he was being sort of removed from his duties at WrestleMania, it seems like another big company, AE, stepped in.
Yes, and I think they have an upcoming show in Philly very soon, and I think he will appear on that show. But why then was he unbooked from WrestleMania Access?
Van Dam on the podcast says, the reason, I don't want to put too much detail on that, because if word got out when I said before I was unbooked, and it worked against me because then I had someone inside working, trying to do some damage repair. I got people on Twitter saying, let's pass this around. We need RVD rebooked. And I was trying not to give that much attention to it because I had someone working on it. Either way, different dates, same town. The one is becoming more and more valuable than the other one to me each time anyway.
Oh, that's a shot at the end there. Oh, this other company, whoever it might be.
I like how he says, I can't go into the reasons why because the last time I mentioned it, I got in trouble. So here I am mentioning it again.
Yeah, that is true.
But it is, as you say, a shot across the bows to one company.
When I said the upcoming AEW show was in Philadelphia, I didn't realize it was this soon. It's actually tonight. Dynamite's tonight.
It's Dynamite tonight,
Tonight's Dynamite is in Philadelphia, and he's teaming with Hook against the Dark Order. So I wonder who booked him in Philly.
Oh, if only we knew. If only which way the universe worked.
It's interesting that he didn't reveal exactly why he'd been unbooked from Access, because he didn't want it to get out there and be spread on Twitter and maybe potentially work against him. But could the implication be here that WWE knew that he'd started appearing for AEW and thought, nah, you're an AEW guy, you're all right, we won't have you on WrestleMania Access?
Quite possibly.
Potentially.
That quite possibly be the case. With WrestleMania 40 on the horizon, myself and Ross Tweddle yesterday had a go at predicting the WrestleMania 40 cards.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love a long range prediction.
Yeah.
A snipe from long distance.
We had a go at it, and you know what? You can check it out right now. It's waiting for you on the YouTube channel.
Feeling confident?
I think so. There's at least one idea there that I think absolutely never happened, but I enjoyed it anyway.
Okay.
And there's some obvious winners there, I think, in the mix. But we have a lot of fun along the way.
I'll have to watch it myself.
Maybe the WrestleMania 40 card was the friends we made along the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Worth thinking about. Last night we had NXT Halloween Havoc. We had a brand new champion crowned. More on that in a moment. But speaking and staying with AEW, Scott Garland was on Wrestling with Johners, and he spoke about what he's currently up to in AEW. What is Scotty Too Hotty plotting in AEW?
Yes, as you mentioned, he was on Wrestling with Johners and spoke about his role. He said, I don't think it's a huge secret, but I've been working for AEW as a producer behind the scenes. Then he says, as a coach and a producer there, I have the opportunity to do more with them on a regular basis. So it looks like probably at the beginning of the year, I'll be going pretty hard with AEW if everything works out the way I hope it does. That's very nice. Good for him.
If he can do stuff with AEW and he still gets the freedom to go and do the odd indie, then I think Scott Garland's going to be a very happy man.
We obviously saw Scotty Garland wrestle at North Wrestling against Shreddy Breck, and he destroyed him.
Absolutely smashed him.
No, it was really heartwarming to see. I don't want to peel back the curtain too much because Shreddy's an awful man and we all hate him, but I think he was probably secretly buzzing to be wrestling Scotty Garland.
I think he was secretly, but even though he attempted the worm and then got wormed himself.
Yes.
Poor old Shreddy. But Scotty Too Hotty possibly coming to a major indie show near you and working at AEW at the same time. So he's doing all the things he loves to do. You can't fault the guy. Lyra Valkyria got to do something she wanted to do. Her dream match with Becky Lynch saw her win the NXT Women's title from her. Talked about this in a video earlier today. today, but backstage to celebrate with Lyra Valkyria. It's one of her old friends, and it is a current Impact Wrestling champion. Who was it?
It's one half of the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Killer Kelly. She shared photos of herself and Lyra Valkyria with the caption, "From wrestling each other in Ireland, outside, in the freezing cold, on a ring with no pads for 20 minutes to watch her defeat Becky Lynch to become the new NXT Women's Champion." That's very lovely.
Oh, it was lovely to see them both together, taking some nice photos backstage. Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich was set to be part of Bound for Glory to face Deonna Purrazzo and Tasha Steelz. That match ended up being taped before Bound for Glory. It's been shared on the YouTube channel. It's a really fun match. At one point, Kelly bites Tasha on the bottom.
Okay.
And amongst everything else, they have a banger of a match. Do you know what? I'm going to put this out there and say I think MK Ultra are my favourite. One of my favourite tag teams across the board, certainly my favourite women's /knockouts tag teams. They have incredible chemistry. They've got an amazing aura about them. The story how they got together is just, we like fighting people. I don't like you. I don't like you. We'll scrap. Let's be mates.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
It was the bar. It was the same as the bar.
It was the bar.
But with more biting.
Yeah, bar with more bottom biting.
Yeah, yes.
Not enough bottom biting in the bar. They fixed it this time. Yeah, Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich are absolutely smashing it at the moment. But it was nice to see that Kelly took the time to pop out, catch up with an old mate, and watch a big moment. That's nice.
I think that's very lovely indeed. And also, I'm excited for the match that's kind of not replaced, but has been put on the Turning Point card instead of that tag team match, which is for the Impact Knockouts Championship. I believe it's Trinity versus Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah, so that so the match that I spoke about was meant to happen at Bound for Glory, not Turning Point.
Oh, Bound for Glory!
Yeah.
I've mixed up my pay-per-view. I'm just so excited for Turning Point.
But you know, it's good because I was going to mention at this point, in case you didn't know, Deonna Purrazzo and Trinity set to fight at Turning Point in Newcastle. If Deonna Purrazzo doesn't win the Knockouts Championship in Newcastle, she can never challenge for the belt again. So a lot of stakes going into the What a Dawn for Deonna Purrazzo on Friday night. Why not be there and be a part of Impact Wrestling history? Lots of excitement coming out of Impact and TNA at the moment, so why not come be part of it? Tickets at impactwrestling.com. I'll see you there. I'll be the one in the ring, holding the ring announcer's mic, because I'm the ring announcer.
Tom, I'll tell you who else is going to be appearing at Turning Point.
Go on.
A man named Will Ospreay.
Never heard of him.
And also... Impact or
he's the guy with the lovely kitchen.
And Impact or TNA, he never did that himself, by the way, or Impact and TNA, as they are soon to be known once again, have been possibly attempting to secure Will Ospreay on a more permanent basis, as his New Japan contract, as we all know by this point, is running perilously close to expiring.
He had a match of the year against Speedball Mike Bailey at Bound for Glory. Honestly, if you seek out one match from Bound for Glory that isn't the Knockouts tag title match, it should be Will Ospreay and Speedball Mike Bailey. They have an absolute banger. And Scott D'Amore has said, would we love to have Will Ospreay? Absolutely. Will Ospreay is a great talent. He really puts over Will Ospreay.
He was incredibly glowing about. He was saying that he can't think of any wrestler who potentially ever who's had a better year than Will Ospreay has in 2023 so far. Absolutely,
and he has done. And it would be, again, we've spoken on a video earlier, I think earlier in the week or late last week, where Will Ospreay was, it would have been early this week because it was post Bound for Glory. Will Ospreay was so glowing about Impact Wrestling and the locker room and the atmosphere and the camaraderie. He's keen to come back before the end of his New Japan deal because he's able to float between the two, which would suggest to me that he's not looking to sign with Impact right now, but he wants to make an appearance whilst he's still working for New Japan.
I know part of the reason why, because he recently shared a video of himself on social media eating a massive wedge of cake with Giselle Shaw, I believe, or whoever it was. They were in catering or they were somewhere, and they had the most delicious looking cakes. They were eating them with their bare hands, and Ospreay's like, it's so good. So he was just having a great time. Yeah.
Well, that's why he wants to go back, for the lovely cake at Impact Wrestling. Now, it's obviously this is a great time for Will Ospreay. His contract with New Japan coming to an end, and I do believe he's got the wrestling world at his feet right now. He's just hired Barry Bloom as an agent to help handle his next big money deal. Barry Bloom has worked with the likes of Jesse Ventura, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Kenny Omega as recently as well. So it suggests to me, by hiring him, he's looking to make a big move very, very soon.
Well, Impact aren't necessarily the only promotion interested. Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio also said that WWE was vying for Will Ospreay. Ospreay recently said that he'd be open to having a match with Seth Rollins. He'd be open to entering the world of WWE. It looks like that could be that feeling could be mutual. As Meltzer said, I know WWE is absolutely after him, and he is absolutely going to listen to WWE, at least. WWE is very, very interested in him. Everyone is, and they should be.
If you think 2023 has been a big year for Will Ospreay, wait till 2024, because something tells me that it's going to blow it right out of the water.
Oh, it could even be more elevated.
Oh, he's done it.
I've done it.
You're twitching tonight.
Yeah, I am twitching tonight. Myself and Owen Mawson up the Fabes. We're going to be helming Cultaholic FC from 6 p.m. UK time at twitch.tv/Cultaholic.
And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you, bye.